Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, it is so good to have you here. So do not forget to click on the subscribe button. Yes, thank you. So the last time I made a video talking about professional courses and what courses you can take if you want to become a freelancer. Some of the few courses you can take as a professional course. So I've been getting some questions talking about, oh, these courses, what is it about and everything. So today I'll be talking on three of those professional courses that I talked about. So the courses will be customer support, executive and administrative assistant, and also project management. Okay, for customer support, you are going to be the point of contact to a customer. Like, you'll be the first point of contact to the customer. So if you are working for a client as a customer support, the client expects you to be the first point of contact for him or her in their business. You might end up picking calls, you might end up just email and SMS reply. It might be picking calls, it might be email and phone SMS reply. It might be both. It might also involve you doing some other things like creating customer profiles, on different CRMs, maybe like Go High Level, Salesforce, whichever one the client is using. There are other ones, but these are some of the major CRMs for customer support. So you end up, creating profiles for some of the customers. You might also end up giving reviews, such as maybe Google reviews. Yes, you might end up writing Google reviews. You might end up doing some other jobs like creating invoices, which is also under you being a customer support. You end up creating invoices for the customers. Um, what other things? Managing your client's calendar. It's sometimes that is not the main focus of the customer support, but sometimes you might end up doing that so your client can remember the customer he or she wants to go and meet. Yes. So that is that for customer support. So for executive and administrative assistants, you are more of a personal assistant to your client, which means that you'll be scheduling your client's calendar. You'll be doing a lot of things for your clients. You might also end up being your client's customer support. You might end up being your client's customer support assistant. So that is just you being part of their executive assistant. You reply to your clients' messages, your clients' emails. Sometimes you might pick your clients' calls for them. You might end up scheduling, traveling. A lot of things involves executive and administrative assistant. You are basically more of a personal assistant. You'll be doing a lot of personal things for your clients. So the difference now between executive and administrative assistant, because I get that question sometimes too. What's the difference between executive and administrative assistant? For executive assistant, you'll be working with the executive. The executive, like maybe the director, the director, the head of department. You are working with the executive of the company. Sometimes it might be just one person, maybe the CEO of the company, and they say, oh, they need an executive assistant for the CEO. But for administrative assistant, you'll be doing a lot of administrative tasks. You'll be everywhere in the company. You work for the CEO, you work for the head of department, head of marketing. You might also work with maybe the customer support, helping them out once in a while. Yes, that's the work of the administrative assistant. But for the executive, you are working with the executives only. And sometimes you might see the role as maybe they might tell you that it will be both executive and administrative assistant, which means that you work for the CEO and the head of department, that's the executive assistant, and you also get to work with some of the lower department also. So that's it. Then the last one I'll be talking about is project management. Project management is more of you managing a project. Yes. It's just like you'll be in charge. For instance, for customer support and executive and administrative assistant, They would sometimes they get to teach you what they want you to do. Maybe for instance, they might tell you, oh, I need to create a Canva design. And if they don't like what you do, they might tell you, oh, I want this color. No, use this color. I want it to be like this. For the customer support, they might tell you, this is how we want you to reply to the customers. If they say this, say it this way. But for project management, it is not that way. Project management, you'll be the one in charge of the project. It means that sometimes you'll be the one. Maybe some startups might come to meet you and say, oh, we want to start up this company. I want to start up a dog company. What do we need? How much do you think we are going to need? What are the things that we have to put in place? As a project management, you'll be the one handling most of those things. You sometimes you even have to tackle the CEO. Oh, this is how it should be done. You create systems for them. For example, you also be in charge of automations. Maybe you'll be the one to create the CRMs that the customer support are going to use, like go high level. You'll be the one to create all those CRMs for them, Salesforce and all. You'll be the one in charge of it. That's one of the works of the project management, which is why it is the highest paying of all these three. Project management pays a lot higher than you being an executive assistant or you being a customer support, because they do most of the work. They are in charge. They are like the second boss after the bosses. You understand? So whichever one you feel like doing, you can take some online courses on them. You can decide to use Coursera, Udemy, or reach out to professionals that know the courses themselves, and you can pay and also learn. You can also go to YouTube and learn from YouTube. A lot of things you can learn in a lot of ways. Go to Facebook, watch some videos, Instagram and all. So, but the thing is that if you be picking one, just make sure you pick one that will relate to you. Like you feel like this is something you can do. For instance, some people have good voices, like you have good accent. You can speak so well, like you can speak fluent English. So for this kind of person, customer support would possibly be the best, because sometimes if they need somebody to pick calls, you'll be able to do well in that role. Some people are so good with designs, Canva and all. For somebody like that, maybe you can go for graphics design or maybe executive assistant, because that's one of their works too, designing flyers, logos, banner, and all those kind of stuff. For project management, if you are good at managing projects, some people are actually very, very good. It is a little more technical than customer support, because there is no hand holding in project management. You are the one holding people's hand. People are not holding your hand. So if you have the leadership skills aside from it, and you know that, oh, okay, this thing, after taking the class, you're like, okay, I can do this thing. Or you can watch some videos on YouTube first to know what it is about before you actually pay for a course and start doing the course. But if after watching the videos on YouTube and you're like, okay, I can actually do this thing, it looks easy. It is not all that easy, but if you feel like, oh, it is something I can do, because it is a little more technical than just customer support and executive assistant, because nobody will be holding your hands. You even be the one holding people's hands, the customer support team, the executive assistant team. You'll be down to the CEO. You are holding their hands. So if you know you can do it, you watch some videos, then you can actually then pay for courses and take courses, then start applying for jobs in that aspect. So, and that will be all for today. Do not forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel, and I'll be seeing you in my next one. Bye. Gotta get it right now.